project involves mapping all of the Greek food businesses that I can find in the centre of Brisbane in the first half of the 20th century. Something like 4,000 milk bars opened between 1932 and 1937. The Greek Café is one of those incredible Australian stories, and it's got a very specific starting point. It started in 1878 and it lasted about 100 years. So by the 1960s, they were starting to die out. So very few people in the younger generations would even know what a Greek Café is. If you say Greek Café, they think a Greek restaurant, and these were absolutely not restaurants that sold Greek food. They had very British food: hamburgers, milkshakes, ice cream sundaes, toasted sandwiches, that sort of thing. One of the last shops, and one of the really elegant shops, was Christie's. So older Brisbane people talk with almost wonder about the things that they had there, like oyster omelettes, and sitting on the balcony overlooking Queen Street while they're eating. So it was really an important part of the special things they did in Brisbane. Ice cold milkshakes served in these anodised containers. These are the kinds of malted milk dispensers proprietors use, straw dispensers with paper straws. And this was the last word in milkshake machines, the Hamilton Beach from the 1930s. They were quite literally like an unofficial McDonald's in the 30s, 40s and 50s. So they were a really big part of the social fabric of Australia. But they also enabled thousands of Greek migrants to become established here. And not just established, but integrated into their communities. They were community leaders, they were business leaders. They were a really important part of Australian culture, but at the same time they maintained their Greek identity, and the Greek Café is right at the heart of that story. They wouldn't have been able to operate without someone that was providing all the things they needed. So Peter Samios went into that business.
The mainstay of their business was they'd go on the road, travel to a majority of all the inland towns that all had milk bars, and every town had a milk bar. So the main thing they supplied were monogram plates, ice cream utensils, and all your flavourings. There was a lot of spin-off on what they were able to supply that wasn't available just anywhere. He was also supplying Mediterranean sort of foods like olive oil and things like that that Greeks couldn't get anywhere else. And they're still in that business today. It's amazing to me that these businesses thrived in the face of some of the prejudice that they suffered. Australians generally call them dagos, even if they didn't mean that in a derogatory sense. So you find advertisements from non-Greek cafes that will say things like, "Shop here before the day goes." So it looks like they mean shop here before the sun goes down, but everybody knew what that meant. The outcome of this project will be a significant document about the Greek food businesses in Brisbane. There's also a blog that I'm writing that's attracting some attention, and I'm hoping that more Brisbane residents will go online, find that, and they can add their comments about their memories about Christie's and places like that. I guess I start off by talking to people about their memories, and the research process is a sort of a snowballing one where one person will refer you to another person. Once you've got some of the key names, then you've got something you can go with and begin to look more deeply at a collection like the John Oxley Library. And then once you start doing that, then you do find there are other materials there as well. The fellowship is a wonderful opportunity for people to just set aside some time to really delve into something. So it enables you to undertake the research. It provides the space where you can work at your own pace and you can work with other fellows, and you've got such great access to staff that know so much more about what's in the library than you will ever know. When you do come across something that's really key to your research, it's such a great feeling.